Good evening and welcome to the Onward VR Master League. My name is TFH. I am joined by my co-caster and good friend SnooperFax. How you doing, man?
What's up, guys?
How's it going? We got Mayhem and Water today. This is going to be a pretty intense matchup, wouldn't you say?
Oh yeah, definitely two very good teams. Definitely know their Onward stuff. Definitely know their Onward strategies. It's gonna be a rough match. I don't know who could win this, to be honest.
Yeah, it's going to be definitely a close one. Water has had a great start to their Season 9 debut. They worked their way up, I think, to like 4th? And then
Somewhere up there.
their captain left them, but they are still continuing on under the leadership of, I believe, Add-on or Engage, one of those two. And they've got some pretty good pickups. They got Hondo VR, who I believe is too old. And then they also have they kept Lich.
Yes.
And who else? Oh, they got Semper and Phonic.
A lot of really good older players, veterans from pretty much the beta.
Yeah.
I can remember them playing back in the days where we didn't even have points, so they know their stuff.
Yeah, well, speaking of knowing our stuff, we're gonna go straight into the bans now. Super, what have you got for me?
Oh, well, we've got Mayhem, we've got Water banning Suburbia, and Mayhem is banning Downfall.
I think you got that around.
I might have them mixed up, my bad. Yes, Mayhem is banning Suburbia, and Water's banning Downfall. Two very common maps that, honestly, I think they're banned just because both teams are very good at them. I mean, they might have a little trouble on those maps, but, I mean, really, we're nitpicking there on skill because I've seen these guys play Downfall, I've seen these guys play Suburbia, and they are no pushovers.
Yeah, we're gonna start off our game on Quarantine. I think this is gonna be a very intense game. Kind of brings the long-range aspect that Mayhem is looking for. That Water kind of wants to avoid if they're banning Downfall, but it's kind of that nice little middle ground that everyone can agree on because it's played enough. The meta is known, and I think a lot of teams are feeling comfortable on it, even on maps, even if they don't feel like that they are a long-range team. So it'd be really good to see them kind of on this map as a starter. We kind of get to feel up what we're going to see and then get a taste for what maps 2 and 3 are going to be like.
Yeah. I mean, Quarantine especially, I think teams like it mostly because there's a lot of different routes you can go. If you want the action, you can go through the center. If you want to sort of stealth around, you can go around the edge of the map. And you really don't have an advantage one way or the other. You can actually fight back. So it's kind of a toss-up whether Water or Mayhem can take an advantage.
Yeah, we're going to just hopefully get our matches underway here really shortly. Can't wait. And we're going to start off on the burning objective.
Definitely an interesting objective. Tucked into the center burning zone. A little bit open, but it's got this nice 2-story next to it you can put 2 or 3 people in, and of course there's a wall next to it that you can line up 2 or 3 and just castle down on the defense.
Yeah, and so before we start, just want to give out a quick shout out to our sponsors. We've got ProTube VR, VR cover, and our 2 new ones. We got Fixit Gaming, or no, I'm sorry, just Fixit, and then, or Fixed. I keep messing up that name, and then one other whose name keeps
our first round
escaping my mind. And yeah, we are about to go into the first round. I will just declare this sponsor, and I'll remember him beforehand after I do my research. Oh,
start.
It's Rebuff Reality. There we go.
There you go.
There we go. They usually give out goodies to our winners, so definitely go check them out. Going into round 1.
We got some singing from Hondo.
Yeah.
And there we go. We got some defender callouts. They know they're coming from Crater. They saw them running around.
Yeah, and the Crater spawn has definitely been called out now. We're going to see Water begin to position themselves in the appropriate places. trying to shut down that approach.
Now, it does look like one of MAYHEM's, two of them are going to try and cross through south, and that's rather dangerous on this objective, mostly because their water is set up in a defensive position that pretty much overwatches that whole street. So they're either going to be running through gunfire or trying to use smoke as cover. Either way, it's not the safest thing to do, and they've kind of already blown their speed and early match advantage to get across that south street. It's going to be rough for them.
Yeah, I don't think Mayhem was looking for a really speedy approach on this one. I think they're trying to just bring in the slow play in the NA and then maybe try to, you know, work their way across there very methodically, try to find picks as they go, and then work their way in afterward. Defilade and Tech make their way across. Very cleanly as well. I don't think there was a single shot coming out from water in retaliation.
Not a single harassment or anything from.
Well, Potato Bot's going to do the first shot of the match. He thinks he's going crazy, but I don't think he is. There's a whoa, that opportunity come and gone for Water to potentially find a Potato Bot. It looks like that there's actually one on the rooftop watching that far north side, so Potato's got to be really careful here. He's taking some shots already. Oh, he makes it across somehow. The person peeking up.
He's still not safe, though. He's got to get out of there. And that's a big open territory.
No, he's definitely not safe, but he's able to survive that first encounter, which was looking not in his favor at all. He got two lasers on him. No, oh no, don't want to peek that way. That's the way that Water's exactly watching Potato. And Add-on's going to be able to find that one pretty cleanly.
Solid headshot from Adon. I mean, MAYHEM was in a bad position over there in the north, so.
Now Bookie's rotating around. He's going into a more dangerous spot. MAYHEM have not found a single pick yet, so whatever callouts Potato Bot has done before are generally valid, except for the fact that Adon has rotated down, but
well, they only know where Adon is. They know there's probably people by objective that can be guessed enough, but until you see them, you're not going to kill them. You're not going to take them out, and you're probably going to get ambushed and die.
Yeah, 3 minutes into the round now. MAYHEM are slowly burning down the time. They are relying on Technic to try to find some kind of pick or whatnot, but I think Water are just tucked in now.
Yes. There's a lot of old Mobstar player.
Mob Squad.
Mob Squad.
Mobstar's on my team, man. What are you talking about?
But the Mob Squad was definitely a slower playing NA team. And you can definitely see that strategy echoed here where they're just castled up. Adon's probably the furthest person they have out, but he came right on back. No flanks, no nothing, just nice, solid. There it is.
And Semper's able to find James Boak. Very cleanly. MAYHEM are not looking so good here on round one, but this wouldn't be the first time we see a comeback from them. I can tell you that from experience.
Oh, once MAYHEM gets how their enemy is playing, they'll start adjusting. They're definitely one of those teams that doesn't have one strategy and tries to brute force it. They're going to see what's happening and adapt.
Technic is able to find Too Old, or Hondo.
Formerly known.
Formerly known as Too Old, yeah. I don't know why he changed his name. I like that.
Seem younger.
Yeah.
Minute 30 left. Well, less than a minute 30. Action's going to have to start heating up now, otherwise MAYHEM's going to lose to time.
Yeah, with that one, ooh, definitely is able to find our Semper. Engage gets that refrag.
Solid refrag there.
Now, both members of Water are only downed. They're not out for the count yet. Technic begins to move up to the corner here. Only 50 seconds remaining. The pressure is beginning on. Add-on Assassin's able to find our Semper. Technic goes up to the quarter fuselage, able to find a pick there, but now he's in a bit of a trouble there. Gets engaged, and Now he has a bit more rain to move up onto the objective. Add-on assassin rotates up onto the top of the building. He won't be at a place where he can find Add-on, but maybe Phonic will. And Technic is looking through the thing there. He finds a nice double. Add-on can't do anything about it. Technic is looking to finish this off, but now... Oh no, Technic is on fire, or Add-on's on fire. He was able to put it out now, but it's a one-on-one. It's Add-on versus Technic. Here we go, round one, and Water are going to be the winners of that 1v1.
That was a clutch last 30 seconds. Go Technic.
Yeah, I know.
He didn't take the round, but that was impressive.
That was a very impressive push. I think he got like what, 4?
Yeah, round 4 because
he got a squad wipe according to the books. He got a squad wipe.
And he was using at least a 4 or 12x there. So that's wow.
That's some incredible stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So, a very good round for Mayhem there.
It's for Technic. I can't really, we can't really say Mayhem in that case. That was all Technic.
It was a good round for Mayhem though. Technic just went on Rambo mode. Like they didn't win, but wow, wow.
That was some incredible stuff coming out of Technic there. Mayhem definitely were able to support that push in, but Technic is the reason why they had a chance in that round.
Oh yeah, no, Technic did all the legwork there. But his back isn't hurt.
Ah man, you got to make sure you're wearing that PPE, you know.
Yeah, but that's Onward for you. One good player gets in a good angle. I mean,
he was in a perfect angle for that.
Yeah, you can take down quite a few people.
That smoke that Water threw to get back onto the objective was perfect for Technic, because then he was able to use that to mask his rotation over to that hole in the wall, and was able to get a very nice angle onto Phonic and I think Add-on, one of the other Water guys, and then be able to, I'm sorry, no, not Add-on, but well, one of them, and then able to transition over to I thought he found Semper before, but maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, the whole thing was chaotic. The order of operations there that Technic took people down, I got lost. But that was very impressive from Technic. Hopefully they can pull a win out of something like that, but still, great job, Technic. Good job, Water, for holding it down. That was a good...
That was a really... We are still flabbergasted of how good that was. Looks like a bit of pre-fire trying to stop that north push. Won't be successful. Water will have free reign over the north for now.
Yes, so far I've been looking at the defensive loadouts. I see at least 3 rifles. 1 G3 and I think a second G3. So that's a solid defensive loadout. 2 LMGs. Mind you, that's 2 drums. Or
4 drums.
2 drum-equipped players, yeah. So 4 drums. That's a lot of ammo that can go down range and pin down Water.
One in South Hills.
Yeah, Mayhem really do like to give out the goodies. And I think they even give out nades to people who they feel can throw better too. So if it smokes and whatnot, you don't need accuracy for that. You just need to make sure they get placed right. And so they let normies take that. But if it requires precision, like, you know, frag grenades or flashes, they give those to their better throwers. And that's just what Mayhem do.
Well, it's a team game. If you know someone can throw better than you or plop grenades right next to the enemy, I'd give my nades to him too. Well, this is definitely a slower game than I'm used to seeing Water play.
Yeah, it could be with the lineup change that they've had. They have kind of some slower players coming out of that. And they might be changing up the playstyle. Granted, they don't have Kija anymore, and I don't see Lich King here either. And they are 2 particularly aggressive players, so it's going to be a very different Water.
Yes. Not a lot of shield action.
No, I think Kija was definitely their shield guy designated, but I think I've seen Lich use the shield.
James just caught out a Dawn over in the north side trying to get over either APC or roof, and he was just exposed.
When the double Mayhem strategy on the roof. Got Defilade and Potato Bot. Defilade is such a great shot when it comes to sniping and ranged combat, so Definitely some interesting stuff going to come out of this matchup. We have Semper down there as well. Definitely it's able to find Semper.
It's a solid spot over there by the corner of the roof.
Oh, yeah. I think it's definitely a very well-used spot. Rightfully so.
As the north side is now clear, it's all down to our south and middle pushes from water. See if they can actually get to objective. Solid defense from both teams.
Yeah, Engage and Phonic are lining up on that burning building. Phonic begins to move his way up to the dumpster building. 2 minutes and 52 seconds left. I think it's a little bit more aggressive than Mayhem did it. They weren't even near the objective at this point last round, but
yeah,
because of that, Mayhem were able to kind of clear away around for at least Technic to get on, but now Phonic's kind of finding himself in the middle of enemy lines here, and that's not where you want to be on this map.
He does have a grenade and an M249, so he's not out of options.
Rambo equipped, but does he have the skill? Be a Rambo.
Well, the real answer here is once he starts lighting up the building, our Defilade over by the roof is going to come for the refrag, and Phonic is not in a place to counter that unless he just pumps rounds directly into Defilade.
No, he's very exposed to that rooftop and to that plane wing as well. It looks like Wookiee has identified it. Now is the time for Defilade to come around and maybe try to find that pick up top. It looks like he will be rotating for it. Phonic will be taken out by Potato Bot.
He took the flank, which is, I mean, it was going to happen. The position was revealed. We heard the call out. That's the natural result.
Now Engage is looking for a pick of his own onto the objective. Mayhem are still 5 strong. Water are 2. Hondo is able to get a trade with... I'm sorry, he takes that Potato Bot, but Defilade gets that refrag.
Doesn't look like a res is going to come out, though. But, oh, never mind. Here comes Defilade for the res. And Engage is not in a place to stop it.
Yeah, careful. Stay down, stay down. Thank you.
Rough res.
Well, there's only one water left. The tide has been stopped on round 1 here. And Engage begins to make a push out, but Wookiee is able to get that pick, and Mayhem will tie it up.
You can tell it's 2 very good teams because the defenses have almost been not identically placed, but identical, almost sort of a longevity. Granted,
yeah,
sort of put a wrench into them in the first round, but both teams were able to castle up on defense pretty hard, lose very few players up until the end there, and of course they kept their defense.
Yeah, the Volk advantage right now has been very strong on this map.
Well, the next objective is not a Volk advantage. It's sitting over in the south near that middle street.
Oh,
with no cover. Yeah, ambulance objective. No cover. It's just out in the open there. So definitely not Volk advantage. To defend this, you really have to spread out. You really have to hit up gas station. You got to hit up, probably sit someone on the ambulance, and then maybe send some flankers about because there's really no good places to put defenders right next to the objective.
Yeah, and being able, you can also put one on the plane wing as well. We've seen defenses of that come out, but it's a very exposed position. It's kind of a risk that you have to decide if you want to take that.
Yeah, and if you get pinned down up there, you have no visuals on the objective, so you could be taking shots at a guy and he's shooting back, and before you know it, you're getting capped on because you can't see the objective and your team's dead. So it's a struggle. It's definitely a struggle. Here we go.
Yeah, the round will be starting. We're going to hop right on into that. Very close rounds coming out of this. We were mentioning before how this first map, especially Quarantine, kind of sets a precedent for what to expect out of the rest of the game, and so far I think we're going to have a really close game.
I'm a little confused why they chucked their nades so early in the pre-start phase, but okay. I guess Hondo really, really wants to get that far.
Yeah, maybe he just wants a full smoke, you know? He doesn't want none of that half smoke.
I feel like just a carefully placed one smoke would have done the job, but sure.
Yeah. We're going to have a bit of a push out from water. They're going to set up a kill box. Just taking a peek at the map. You can kind of see how it's set up. Actually more like a kill octagon, but...
Oh, as you can see, the defense is super spread out. They got one guy in ambulance, one guy in center tank courtyard, one over, I guess he's moving to center burning, which isn't a bad idea. And over by South Rocks, we got Hondo. And about Plane Wing, a little bit over there. But you can see that the defense is super spread out. You got one person within, 25 meters of the objective, and the rest are just out there.
Yeah, we're kind of seeing Mayhem begin to do one of their very common tactics. They like to kind of get around the objective, kind of spread around it. Add-on will take some shots at a member, but won't be able to make it land. He's able to call out the location, though, of Mayhem. At least some of their push.
I'm watching Hondo over here, south, and he is now currently watching 3 of Mayhem try and move through south. He's called out at least 2 of them. He knows Deflate is there, but I don't think Deflate has seen him or called out anything.
Yeah, he's just holding the angle right now, waiting for Deflate to fall into his trap.
Here comes Technic. Oof, Hondo just peeked out a little bit more. He could take Technic. Well, does he see him? Nope.
Ooh, Technic ducks just in time. Hondo's not able to make that land. Looks like a nade's
Nade
gonna
out.
come out. Ooh, it
Ooh.
runs a little too far. Technic will be able to dodge that just appropriately.
You can hear me, right?
And that's why cooking your grenades is important.
Yeah.
Give it at least 2 or 3 second count, then go. An air burst is better than a ground bounce.
There's a whole baking recipe to cooking your grenades, but
Don't count fast. Definitely don't count slow.
one is a little worse than the other.
Yes. Hondo is currently holding up 2 of Mayhem in the south. Deflate and Technic are just... I mean, all Hondo has to do is annoy these guys and keep them there.
Yeah, he's
And he's doing a great job of that.
He's just holding the angle. He's not really doing anything too rash. It's exactly what you want to be doing in that situation. You have to give Technic something to think about, but Hondo is able to find Technic. A very nice little peek. Now it's up to Deflate to
shot.
try to free up the south side. It's almost, I wouldn't say it's really worth approaching from the south side anymore because so many people stock up their defense up here now.
Yeah, but Deflate really can't move, especially with Hondo checking both sides of the stone. So I think Deflate is now committed.
Yeah.
He's got to take out Hondo or risk running out towards south.
Ooh, Hondo sees that too, and he's able to find that pick. Hondo has cleared up the south side for Mayhem.
He's giving out some good call-outs. Not entirely sure if he killed 2 or...
Tatobot finds our Semper.
Most likely I just -1 over my gas station.
Tatobot is inside the defensive line.
And Wookie finds Phonic as well. We're now into a 3v3 situation. Hondo has moved up very far. I think he's just trying to confirm. Is he? Yeah, he was
Here
just.
comes Potato Bot coming up on objective. He's going to take out...
Oh, he's taking out
Engage is gone.
Engage. The defense is no longer there. Potato Bot's going for the cap. Can he cap in time, or will Hondo come around the corner in time? He's coming.
No, he's not.
No, he's not. Add-on Assassin tries to
Cap.
C4 Wookie, but no one's paying attention to the objective. Mayhem will go up 2 points.
And that's what Mayhem needed to get above this. They just need 1 Marsoc win and then hold defense, and they can definitely do that.
Yeah,
Water now has to win 3 more rounds or cap twice.
and that is definitely not in their favor right now. I don't think they can cap twice with that. Well, maybe.
They technically can.
Let's see, 2 points, and they go to 3. No, they go to
they need
3,
the one
and no,
extra.
they
Well,
can't
you know
cap
what I
twice, but they can cap once and then win.
But yeah, Water has a steep fight ahead of him. I mean, that's all Mayhem needed was to just get ahead, take a Marsoc round, and then they can take a knee, basically.
Yeah, it would be good for Mayhem to get this map 1 out of the way, get that momentum going, kind of ride that mental hype train to victory.
I mean, we just saw what happens when you spread out like that. It's this objective. You have to sort of spread out, but you need to make sure you get back to objective. You need to keep checking your tablet. You need to make sure that you know when the objective is being assaulted, because it seemed like at least 3 of Water didn't understand that the objective was basically in enemy hands.
Well, those are the remaining 3 that were up, or 2 actually. There was only 2 because we were into a 3v3, and then.
Oh yeah, he took out Engage. Yeah.
Yeah, they got out Engage, and then neither Add-on or Too Old or Hondo recognized that just happened. It's the importance of checking your tablet. It's probably one of the most basic rules in Onward is to check your tablet.
You don't have a mini map here. You don't. I mean, you have the tablet, but it's limited information. But you really have to communicate with your team, understand who's alive, who's dead. Did you lose a guy in that firefight? Did you not? It's a whole thing. It's a whole different game.
Sometimes it's almost good to have someone who's kind of in cover, just watching the tablet and monitoring the situation and kind of letting everyone know in real time what is going on. It would be good in Water's case, maybe suggestible that they do that, because that was such a basic cap to let through.
Well, I hate to interrupt you, but Potato Bot goes down on a quick spawn push from the gas station.
Yeah, very.
We can only banter so long during a quick spawn.
Quick spawns are the best for banter. What are you talking about?
Well, here's the action now. Water is taking down Potato Bot.
Yeah,
James is trying to pull a little bit of action away from Wookie.
Yeah, and they're trying to find Engage as well. A bit of nade goes out, goes a little too far or too close, depending on who that target was. But Add-on's in a pretty nice little nook to try to work on decimating the defense. Engage finds Technic. Now Mayhem are down 2. This could be
Wookie gets the Hondo kill.
That's a good one. And Phonic is beginning to pepper the objective with that 249. A couple of nades going out as well, along with the C4. Won't be able to find anything. Defilade finds Phonic, gets that confirm as well.
Just a back and forth right now.
And we're not seeing as much of a spread out defense on Mayhem this time. They definitely learned the lessons from Water this time. Arsemper's able to find Wookie. And Defilade's able to find Engage. Now Water's just 2. Mayhem is just 1. It's the last member is on objective. It is James Boak. He's been able to do work before. Can he do it again? We're about to find out. Nade goes out by the ambulance. Won't be able to find James because of that angle. It's a smoke anyways. Doesn't matter. The rotation from Water is coming on the south side. Add-on trades with James Boak, and that's all they need to get a point.
Water's bringing it back. Nice clap back there, Water.
Yeah, they've
taken a Marsoc win.
They've shook off the cap that happened beforehand, and now are moving their way back into getting that, that momentum back, And a lot of that gets taken away when you get capped on like that.
Oh yeah, the winds get blown out of your sails, and you start getting a little lazier. But Water did not get lazier there. They got fiercer. They fought harder.
The mental side of the game has some very interesting effects to it. Some people take, some teams take certain, results in a certain way, and then, other teams take the same result in a different way. And so you never know what you're going to get, but I'm pretty sure Mayhem are pretty happy to have that cap because now they're on match point. They just have to get a Marsoc around here, and Downfall... I'm sorry, not Downfall. What am I saying? Quarantine. We say enough of that these days, but Quarantine can definitely give as well as it can take.
No, don't worry. We don't have to talk about Downfall too much, considering he is banned.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Thank you for informing me about that.
But we do have a new objective.
Oh, it's going to be Garage. This is
over
probably one
by
of
the gas station garage area.
This is probably one of the most balanced objectives on the map. So this could be either Waters or Mayhem's to take. And Of course, Water really want to stick in this, be able to take that map 1 victory, kind of get themselves in a good place, but we're going to find out here soon enough.
Oh, yeah.
Mayhem have spawned in. Water will have the north side. This is probably one of the more optimal spawns to have on this objective.
Probably already know the spot.
Oh, yeah.
Turn sideways.
You're not entirely... You don't have to cross the street, and you're almost coming behind them in a flank already. If you go around the north alley, all you have to do is take care of that one... Oh, it looks like 2 guys are going to be watching north alley. 2 water defenders. Ooh, our Semper's in a spot I really like to sit on defend. Those boxes, for some reason, people do not expect you to be there. But you're in super cover, you're far away, and anyone walking down that is going to get lit up. I think it's a clutch secret spot that the league hopefully starts using more, but I really haven't seen it.
The only issue, well, you're right. It is a good spot. I was thinking that you can probably work your way through. Ooh, Technic's able to find add-on from across the map.
I don't think a real SA-80 can shoot like that. Not the originals.
If anyone can do it, he can.
That was a shot.
Nothing better than a 90-round sniper rifle.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, why not?
Oh, no.
Team kill.
Oh.
Green, what the heck?
That's rough. This Water's down 2 players, one of them by their own.
That is...
Sliding on the west side.
That's why
of the
communication is
floor.
needed, guys.
What
Talk
the hell? I thought he was
before you shoot.
supposed to be in the building.
Especially if you're not under fire.
That is not what you want when you're on defense. The pressure is definitely on Water. They are amped up, and it is not serving them very well right now.
Yeah, once you're down to 3 on this objective, you start opening some holes that the offensive team can just walk right through, especially the center area. Engage might be able to see him, but now he has 108 arc basically to cover, and that's not ideal. You're gonna miss a lot of walk or a lot of people trying to take routes through the center. You're just not gonna be ready, especially if you get flanked from behind, which could happen in the next 30 seconds.
Ooh, Semper's able to find Wookiee as he was trying to sneak his way up. The thing is, I don't really understand why people like to just crouch their way across on these very exposed parts, because it only maximizes the exposure time and allows for people to catch you on rotations.
I don't crouch anywhere unless I really quiet for a reason.
Yeah, exactly.
Otherwise,
if you have a feeling that someone's going to be right by there, then crouch. But if you are a mile away from the objective, there's no need to crouch.
Run.
Yeah,
Just run.
Just run. It's
It'll be
good for you.
fine.
It's good for you.
Yeah, we're all in quarantine. We need the exercise. even if it's
Exactly.
virtual running.
We're all getting fat, and it's time for us to work.
Yeah, quarantine. Ooh, a drone comes out.
Ooh, I wish we could watch that and see what they see, but maybe one day.
I still haven't seen the ground drone show up yet.
Well, I think it's still illegal.
It
in
is?
league play, yes.
Okay.
There's an issue with it where it despawns at a certain distance, and
Ooh.
they feel, and league mods feel that is unfair to Marsoc, because they want to be able to shoot the drones.
I can cloak RC cars in real life all the time.
Oh yeah, me too. But you got to keep it fair,
Of course. It looks like Mayhem is actually going to try the center street. We got James Bulk and Potato throwing a smoke and defilade in the center, trying to provide cover.
Tanabon takes a couple
Shots
shots
go out?
on. He's just pre-firing, I think. He's now
Okay,
in.
just put some.
Yeah, I think he's anticipating someone to be inside that burning building, but that is not the case. All he's done is give away the approach to people like R. Semper, who have now rotated themselves in order to be able to try to counter that. But 2 of them have already worked their way in. James Boak sees R. Semper. He takes some shots at it. He's not able to find it.
I think these 3 amigos got it. They're covering each other. They know where they are.
Yeah, where's the 4th one? Defilade's
kill.
able to find R. Semper. What a shot.
That was just. I mean, they were picking at our Semper the whole time. James took some shots at him. Potato started taking shots at him and definitely just took the last shot at him.
Well, the callouts are coming out from these three here, and they're even though they don't need it, they are going for cap.
Smoke's going out.
Oh, you always want that MMR boost.
Oh,
Nothing
yeah.
like a 5-point win.
Definitely is pretty nice, and especially for a team like Mayhem, they want to be able to secure themselves into the finals that are coming up. Something to get hyped up about, and I'm pretty sure Mayhem are already there. Definitely is able to find Phonic. Now only one member of Water is capable of defending right now. Potato Bot goes for a very risky push across. He might, oh, he's going in. He doesn't see. Engage is taken out somewhere else, but oh, Technic prevents the cap, and Mayhem will still
I think
take map
Technic
one.
was trying to pin Engage down and pull his attention, but once he saw Engage aiming at the guys going, he just put
Yeah.
him down. I mean, there's nothing you can do there. You don't want your team to wipe to try and get the cap.
I mean, he
So.
could have support. I think it would have been much more supportive if we saw Technic try to rotate his way around on the other side if they recognized that that was the last person alive. But regardless, I'm pretty sure Mayhem will be pretty happy about that 4-2 win.
Oh yeah, that was definitely a solid push there at the end. Solid win too.
Yeah, we're gonna go into map 2. It's gonna be Tanker. This is Water's pick. I could see them picking this back in the day when Keej was there because it really facilitates that shield play, but I'm not seeing any shield players on Water's side.
Shield players.
Unless Hondo is bringing something. He's a bit of a wild card, but
I haven't seen shields out of any of them. Pull one out. I don't know. But honestly, this doesn't look. This to me, it doesn't feel like a shield group. No one on here is like, oh, they're gonna.
yeah. And Mayhem aren't a shield team either. They hate it. They are very verbal about their distaste of one of my favorite personal favorite loadouts, but you know that's my opinion.
Well, they're definitely my personal favorite loadout to take out. I don't. I don't like using it though.
There's a bit of artistry to it. Takes a bit of practice, but once you get it down, it kind of
Artistry, yeah.
clicks.
But like sitting there, putting the shield in front of your face and hitting me with a laser beam.
Yeah, but there's a very complicated way to hit people with laser beams. It's more about the positioning, if anything.
Oh yeah.
And the mindset of a
That's
shield.
why I like my LMGs. Nothing
yeah.
puts more fear in my heart than running out of ammo with a face. You know you're either gonna get
Yeah.
stabbed or shot before you can get the reload off, and it's a bad time for all.
Well, oh, we're gonna bring the Lich King in now, and Monarchid as well. Monarchid, who now is a map maker as well. So definitely go check out his little creation.
Yeah. He
Spaceship.
branched out the theming of Onward. He made a beautiful spaceship. So if you want to go check it out, definitely something different.
Yeah. It's laid out pretty nice too, so definitely
Yes.
something kind of freshens up what Onward is about.
And speaking of custom maps, we have our custom map tournament tomorrow.
Oh, right.
I'm not mistaken.
The finals between SEAL Team Bravo and Water.
Speaking of water.
Yeah, there you go.
So if you want to see some different maps, something that's not quarantine, cargo, suburbia, blah, 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 come watch the championships
And if
tomorrow.
you think Van Downfall doesn't get banned enough.
Oh, yeah. So it'll be an interesting games, especially since it's top tier teams, it's maps that they're not familiar with. The strategies aren't set in stone. They don't know all the little cheap spots. So it's definitely fun to watch. It evens the playing field.
Yeah, it kind of brings everyone back to, early days of Onward when we were still figuring out maps. But now we haven't had a new map from the devs in a while, so we've kind of perfected, what to expect out of these. With these really weird angles that can sometimes come out on maps like Cargo, or even this, where you can kind of have some really cool little gaps or nice little tricks. But
Yes.
Those weren't so much of the case back in the days of like season 4 when people were still kind of figuring out strategy.
Yes. Now, on to our first round on Tanker. I am looking at Fender loadouts. We got 1 PKM, 4 different rifles, and some wise words from James Bulk.
I think those wise words are the most powerful thing they've got. There is no
James.
shield coming out from water.
Don't hide the disappointment in your
Oh,
voice.
yeah.
Todd.
No shield coming out on water. Just
Look at
smokes covering the entire
The Irish flag
battlefield.
of smokes too.
I always thought it was Italy.
Oh yeah, Italian pride. I mean,
Yeah,
they're
exactly.
having a tough time right now.
Yeah, it's just the support coming out from the league players for Italy right now is amazing. And the support from James Boak is also just as great, as Defalade's able to find engage as well. Add-on finds
Don's going for the
Defalade.
cap.
Oh. Wow, water.
Right before Dono got him.
Water pulled the danglers, and they got the cap straight off the get-go.
Doesn't matter if you win or if you die. He won.
Yeah. Very nice little insertion coming on from Add-on there, being able to get that cap in and showing Mayhem that they're not the only ones who can cap.
Mind you, Adon was the last of water left alive.
Ooh.
Every other water player got annihilated on the push, and Adon just walked through the center, through the smoke, and kneeled down.
Yeah, very, very risky maneuver coming out from Adon, but it does pay off.
That was like, what, a 30-second round?
I'd have to check the replay.
It was not long at all.
It was definitely.
But that's the joys of Tanker. I mean, sometimes
The
you
joy
get
of
some really,
Tanker.
really CQB rounds like that.
Hello, I'm Bob Ross, and welcome to the Joy of Tanker.
We're just gonna make some happy little
Great.
sounds right here.
give that container a friend. And
And
smack
by
the
clouds,
devil
we
up.
mean smoke grenades and LMG blasts.
Just wave that smoke around. Wave it around. Cover the entire thing. This is your artwork.
Oh, but yeah, that's these close quarters maps, especially when you start running at each other like that. The defense on Mayhem's side, they sent 2 forward and 3 in mid, and that did them very well. Unfortunately, Monor was a little too far back to see Adon get in there through the smoke, and just a little too late.
Well,
See if Water can hold their defense against Mayhem.
well, in one swift swoop, Water have tied up the total score line 4-4 right now. They are down 1 map though, so they're not in the greatest of positions, but can they hold the defense better than Mayhem just did? That is the real question here.
Well, they're rocking pure rifles, so no extended bursts of LMG action.
I thought I
Looks
saw
like they're
an
sending
SA-80
3
somewhere.
forward.
They probably want these rifles because they have a faster fire rate than LMGs do, and so it's more important to get more bullets onto target in short bursts than to try to suppress certain angles or locations. Deflade's gonna toss a nade out. It might find engage. Yes, it will, but he's gonna be shut down by the Lich King straight off the bat as he had practically no support. James Boak is running on the underground.
Now, a res can come out pretty safely. James Volk's on the under level, and I think...
Yeah, Hondo got that res.
Okay, perfect.
And they got Potato Bot supporting the other lower level as well. So it's just Monor Kid and one other, Theta, who are above deck or on deck.
I don't know if you've been paying attention to the chat, but Control Flare Delete says you can play on without a shield, Todd.
I can do both. I do both, but it just depends on how I feel.
You know me, I am not a shield man.
I know you're not, but you helped me perfect it, and I thank you. But
After a couple thousand rounds, you know, you figure it out.
yeah, a couple shots from Phonic going out there. Monor Kid is in a great spot. He's able to use that window there to be able to identify where the enemy is, and that will actually, I don't think he's going to be pushing. I think it's going to be James who will be.
Yep.
Phonic's able to find Monor Kid as he tried to rotate out. Theta's able to get Phonic, and Add-on's able to find James. Now it's all up to Potato
There's the
Bot.
confirm. Good, good. It's a 1v3.
A 4.
4. Wow. I didn't see Hondo over there. He's just, I don't know, looking at his tablet? I'm not sure what he's doing.
He's just doing his own thing, man, you know?
Oh, he's got the tablet in front of him. That's why he keeps looking down.
He's got Fortnite running on that, man. Let him do his thing.
Him and his tar.
Ooh, Potato Bot takes a shot up, has to rotate around because he's giving away his position now. He's the last one up. He's going to see Lich King here. He tries to go for that peek, but Lich King's really good at his peeks. And
There it is.
yeah, Water will go up
Water
another
takes the round.
point.
I mean, this is what Water needs, though. They lost the first map, and they need a good, solid second map to make the third a toss-up.
Yeah, and we're seeing that aggression that we were talking about from Water coming out now. So it's interesting to see how they play. I feel like they vibe a lot better on this map than on Quarantine because they can bring that aggression a lot sooner, and that's what they've trained for.
Oh, yeah. They're definitely a very aggressive team. Adon, Phonic, Hondo, all of them. Why am I even naming any of them? All of them are super aggressive players in comps. So
I'd only
they're
argue
ready for
that
this.
our
This is their map.
Semper would be the least aggressive out of them, but notice he's not on the map right now, so he probably cycled out because he didn't want to play on an aggressive map. He wanted to play on a map where the plays are going to be slower, and so that's why they had him out on Quarantine. We will probably see him come back if we get a downfall, which is not going to happen, but downfall or Snow Peak.
Oh, Snow Peak. Yeah, that is definitely a crawler's map, especially with the tunnels and the little bit of canyons that you can sort of... You really don't want to move fast through them. You need to make sure there's no campers, and there's a lot of places you can camp, so...
Yeah. And
Definitely a slower map.
there's a lot of variation in Snow Peak as well. Just from the sheer, you go from a terrain-based place where the combat can happen cross-map to the tunnels where you're literally separated by a hallway, and that's the limit of what you can see. So it brings a lot of variety to the play when you play it.
We got our next round starting. A new objective, too, inside the house.
Oh, and Phonic will be bringing the shield this time. I know that he was practicing a little bit on Animal House, but I've always seen him following Nolamite, so it's very interesting. And he needs a little bit more practice because he's, yeah.
Hey, you're the shield pro. I look at that and I'm just like, he's got a shield. Cool.
You go through it enough and you're able to get a shield set up pretty quick.
Looks like I don't see any LMGs on the defense side, so...
He's also going an interesting route as well, but there can't be C4 laid out at the very end of the tunnel, so it could be good, but we don't see it enough anymore to warrant the meta.
Ooh, call out on Phonic.
Yeah, he's able to call out the window. I don't think he knows exactly where. He kind of wasn't paying attention that way.
Mayhem is currently lighting up because they see the shield, so...
Yeah, they know what to do when these come to play. They have practiced anti-shield tactics for a very long time.
Well, every team kind of needs to know how to take down a shield at this point. It's becoming more and more common in the league because it is pretty good once you get...
Hondo trades with Theta. Theta bot finds Phonic. So that's a shield.
Pushes up.
Ooh, okay. No, add-on picks up the shield now. He doesn't.
Monner put down that underground push. He's down, and the res is going out.
And James is able to
Mayhem.
trade with the shield, and Mayhem will go up 1 point, and I left the overlay on.
Oh, Todd.
Oh, rip.
What world is this?
What did I do? Where did I go wrong? Here, I'll flash you guys the scoreboard. How about that?
But definitely a closer round. Solid for Mayhem's defense.
Oh,
Meyer
yeah.
was able to take down that lower push. taking both of them before he was able to be downed. And once that was done, it was just one person left, and he just got hunted down.
Yeah, I think I don't know about the shield work on water is not like it used to be when Kijub was around. He was able to be aggressive on it and hold his own, but it felt like when I saw Phonic on that one, it was a bit of a different story, and it was not what water was used to. It definitely was relying a little bit more on some old school mob squad tactics. Back in the day when the meta was shield flicking, so it was a very different time on the shield.
Yep. Now it's mostly reaching around the shield and taking shots with a laser beam.
Yeah,
Or
laser beam,
flashlight.
flashlight too. Yeah, the flashlight's gotten a pretty good amount of attention ever since I saw Urban Ghost, I think, start using that, and then everyone else has kind of caught on to it like wildfire.
Oh yeah. Here we are, our 5th round. Oh no, 4th round because there was a cap.
Yes. And there will be no overlay this time. I promise you that.
We've got a C4 on Adon right now, and the rest some standard grenades.
Yeah,
2 C4s actually engages as a C4 now.
it's interesting to use it in the indoor injectives because you can't really toss it as far, so it depends on where they place them.
Yeah.
Potato Bot's getting extremely aggressive. He has no help from his teammates just yet. Couple smokes are going to be coming out.
Well, Engage laid a C4 right in front of this 3-man push from Mayhem. There's a question of whether the C4 can actually reach them from where he put it, but he's waiting and he knows they're there.
I don't see it.
I saw him toss it somewhere.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's on the pylon in the back. So he's got to wait a decent amount of time for him to get past it. It's just that's a big pylon, and it's in the center of it, and it's very. The radius is a little smaller than you think.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all right. That's what I'm getting at. Like, I think James would almost have to be on that black metal platform to even take down damage. So I don't think it's the most ideal spot, but I'm not a C4 man. I don't really know.
Yeah, Phonic is definitely waiting on that opportunity to happen. I think he's a little bit more worried about like a shield push, but Mayhem are very notable for not using shields.
Well, they're hanging out. They're getting a lot of information.
Yeah, especially because you can see when people peek into those windows. And so, obviously, those windows are bulletproof, so it's very safe to peek those when you're on Volk, but...
We all know standard oil tankers come with bulletproof windows everywhere. Come on.
Oh, yeah. They gotta resist those sea of bullets, you know?
Yep. Yep.
I mean,
That
they
was
are
a
pretty
perfect,
strong.
Perfect smoke.
They are pretty strong. Whether they're actually going to withstand like a sniper shot, that's a completely different story. Bit of a maneuver coming out from Potato Bot. He's in a very exposed position, so I think Lich King, they're waving at each other. Engage is able to find James. A very nice
Okay,
little...
the radius is bigger than I thought.
Now Potato Bot's looking for that refrag. He sees Phonic, and I think he's a little bit more worried about that than Engage. He pushes up to this black container.
It's
He's
a
got
great
the...
start for Waters defense.
Oh, yeah. It's such a great little spot. A bit of in and out coming out from... Oh, Potato fight the double with Hondo and Lich.
Confirmed.
Now the rotation's coming in from Phonic.
It's a 3.
Definitely
It's
is able to
right
shut...
on the defense.
Definitely is able to shut it down. No, there's only one member of Mayhem left. The res can come out, but he's using it for callouts instead. Add-on is in and out.
They're hitting every dead body they think's talking. Engage keeps coming back and shooting it.
Oh, and definitely...
Good call out, Potato.
Wow, very nicely done. Using his teammate as bait.
Well, Engage kept coming back and putting bullets in that one body.
Hey.
Good call out.
some amazing callouts coming from the downed Mayhem member, using that member as bait, trying to get the confirm. Oh, that is so good.
Like that turned completely around. Water had a solid defense. It looked like they were just grinding Mayhem down as they were coming through the objective. And then all of a sudden, it just turned into a 3v3 fighting for 2 rooms, and Potato Bot's callouts just kept confusing Engage. He put like 3 or 4 individual rounds into that dead body, thinking that was the guy talking, and that was enough to just keep him distracted. That was intense.
And that's exactly what Mayhem won in this case. They are up against the wall. Water have 3 points. Mayhem have 2. They just need to find themselves another point here. They can't cap. They're on Volk now, so they've got the hard road ahead of them.
Yes, they have to at least get 2 more wins. And one of those has to be a Marsoc win. Otherwise, it's done.
I have to hand it to Water. I have to hand it to Water. Their defenses have become a lot stronger after getting capped on. I think it kind of it sent the message out that, you know, something's not right with how we're positioning here. Let's change it up. And they've done that, and now Mayhem are not able to find their way in on objective as easily no more.
Yeah, it's a rough road for Mayhem right now, but they're a team that can do it. They can certainly take some wins. They're definitely not demoralized after that.
No.
They're very happy with that win. That was gorgeous.
That was an amazing that win alone was just amazing. That was not in Mayhem's favor at all, but just using the communication, you know, having an idea what the battle is like. They're just able to figure out exactly what to do.
4th round. 5th round. 4th round.
5th.
One of the rounds.
It's the 5th, because there was a cap.
We have Monarchid handing out smokes and grenades. We've got at least 1 LMG. And here comes the Italian flag of smokes.
Oh, yeah.
Looks
If only
like
I knew what the... Ooh! Lich is moving in very fast. He's going to try to push onto the stairs. Potato Bot is not ready for that at all. Oh, and now he's on objective. James Boak needs to... Oh, wow. What a push. What a map for Water. They go up 5-2 because, once again, Mayhem just weren't prepared to defend this objective.
So that was a 20-second round, mind you. And what happened there was the capper basically ran into that red smoke, and there's a place in the red smoke where you cannot physically see that person. There's no outline, there's no nothing. It just looks like smoke, and he just kneeled down into it and put the code in there, and off they go for a win.
Yeah.
Water takes 5 points, so what are we up? All tied up. Mayhem took the first one, or did Water...
No, I don't think it's tied. I think Water might have the lead now because, so here, let's do the math here really quick. We're still waiting and seeing what map 5 will be from Mayhem, but it's going to be 6-7 right now. Water has taken a 1-point lead.
Jeez.
Where was Lich on map 1?
You know, you want to get some other players in. Some people are better at different maps. Some people, I don't know. I mean, that was definitely Lich King's cap right there.
I remember watching videos from the rookie tournament that Lich partakes in, and he was doing extremely well on Quarantine. So I've always been like, you know, like always suggesting, hey, Lich King is a good player. You got to watch out for him. And it's good to see that he's on a team like Water, you know, doing very well.
Yeah, a lot
especially
of
getting
players,
these caps.
Well, I mean, newer players generally aren't the greatest at the game. You know, they have a lot to learn, but then there's people that come in and it just, you know, they understand how to play. They know how to shoot. They know how to move tactically and talk to their team. They're not trying to play Call of Duty in VR, which some people do once they get a little better. But you don't want to do that in League.
Well, map 3 is going to be bizarre. This is Mayhem's pick. I think it's a map that kind of suits them very well. It's their play style. They like a larger map. We might see the rotation Semper back in.
Semper's definitely more familiar with this map, but they've got a pretty solid team right now, especially for close quarters combat, it seems.
Yeah, being able to bring that aggression.
Yeah, as much as there's range in Bazaar, Center Street, you got the long north alley, you got south alley, I mean, you got all the sides of the map for longer range. But once you get up to the objectives, you're usually dealing with mid to close, and you want your mid to close players.
Yeah. Well, it looks like we're going to have a cycle on Mayhem's side, or Wookie just hasn't come in yet, but Wookie is being cycled out.
Wookie is in the chat, so I think he's just loading up Onward, and that definitely took a little bit of time. So we will see what happens. Definitely some close games, great games for sure. It's definitely some great plays. We have a ton of clips that, I mean, I think they could go for play of the season at this point. Like that Adon cap and that Lich King cap.
Those were some great caps, and you know,
Yeah.
the strategy coming out from Mayhem as well. We cannot go without them on that last map. There were some good moments from Mayhem as well, where they were able to just take control of a situation that was completely out of their hands, and just watching that happen before your eyes is just one of those things that really get you going as a caster.
Oh yeah, definitely some good stuff there, especially that fight over the center wheelhouse. I mean, that still tickles me. Super close quarters. You're basically fighting for rooms at that point.
Using your teammate as bait. That is perfect.
Yeah,
Water.
Engage really wanted to make sure he stopped talking.
Yeah.
Just couldn't find the right body.
Props to Water for having such a great defense in the beginning, but man, they got jebaited.
Yes, they did. But that's Onward. It's limited information. You can't see the enemy on your tablet. There's really no way to tell if they're alive or dead unless you hear them talk. So you can't blame Engage for what he was doing. It's just it was very fun to watch on both sides. Close battles, back and forth. They were just throwing at each other's face at point blank range with automatic weapons. Keeping their cool too. Like that's the cool part. Like none of them freaked out. None of them ran in fire. All of them just sort of had a plan and wanted to do it, and it came down to a lack of information. Two of them poured into the room thinking that Potato Bot was the only guy alive because he was the only one talking, and turns out they had a guy behind the door in the smoke that wiped them all out.
Yeah, the maneuvering on Mayhem's side has definitely been on point, but that aggression has also been just a factor to be dealt with.
Yeah, it's kind of, if you're not used to the aggression from teams, you're going to be surprised, and that's not a good thing. Yeah. If you don't expect them to show up in 30 seconds, you're going to be in for a trip once they start shooting at you. And that's mostly tanker there. Like, I think 3 of those rounds didn't last more than 30 seconds.
Well, we're just still waiting on one member for Mayhem to come in. I think it's a perfect time for us. Oh, nope, he's here. It's right when we think about. It's right when we think about going to an intermission that people just pop on in.
Oh yeah.
I think it's a curse at this point. I don't know. It's
It
one of
is
those
what it
things.
is.
It is one of those things.
It's Onward for you. Try and do something, and all of a sudden someone shows up. Now, Wookie is one of our fellow casters. Everyone say hi.
Hi, Wookie.
Hey, Wookie. Definitely a great player, too. So I'm excited to see what he pulls out in this last round.
Well, we're gonna hop on into the round.
Now this objective is over in, it's called East Bazaar. That's the most common name. And it's actually a pretty even objective. And I know that's crazy to say in Onward right now. But the defenders don't really have the greatest advantage. Both sides have places they can be. But, I mean, the offense definitely has some places they can attack this objective from, strong positions, mostly through the blue room, mostly down north half. If they can get into Kayat and take down 2 or 3 people, that's another strong foothold to take. It's just depends on where they go.
Yeah, we're seeing a bit of the mayhem push going on right now. When I say that, they're really just surrounding the objective, and I think that's what really makes mayhem pretty iconic.
Definitely a slower push. I was kind of expecting someone to run around east. It's usually the strategy here. Go around through the alleys, far east, around the sidewalls, and then you can get a good angle into that blue room and start your push in. But I don't see that happening. I mean, they're just chilling over in the east.
They're just having a time of it, you
entrance.
know?
It is a smaller map, so once you get down to the 2 or 3 minute mark, it's really not the biggest deal in the world. You've got time. Of course, our defense is sitting up in some rather good spots. One in Kayat, 3 sort of around the objective
I
in
think there's
various
4.
places. Oh yeah, Hondo is in the blue room, but
Yeah.
he's kind of a little bit out of the out of the courtyard.
He doesn't
He can
count.
Well, he can rotate back to objective. You got a point, but I don't consider him on objective. Not as much as those
Let me clear this first.
Fair
3
enough.
that are
He's
sort of
a
arrayed
little
around
bit
it.
of a liability at this point, but I think he's a good enough player to know when to rotate back, especially when he's that close. But
A good strategy that I've been seeing in the season so far is instead of putting someone in the blue room, they put them actually where the defense spawned. Just sort of take control of that whole back area. That way you can look down North Alley. You can actually watch objective. If you need to get back to it, it's only a 15-second trip. And then of course you can make sure no one crosses through East. I honestly like it. It's a better strategy in my opinion than sitting in the blue room because you do have limited view in.
Phonic has made noise. He has started the shots off. Potato Bot recognizes exactly what's going on. I think he's just waiting for Phonic to come get him, but boy, it looks like Phonic, he's just patrolling around. He's not going down that staircase.
He's being slow enough. Well, I'm hearing a little jingles. Never mind. Potato heard him. If you crouch and move at half speed, you're going to generally be silent. If you move any faster than that, you're going to make a jingle. And yeah.
My sleigh bells ring.
Yeah, once I hear jingles in game, my kill sensors go up and I start fighting and hunting. The jingles.
SnooperFax
They
goes
give you
into a
away.
ball of rage that's unstoppable.
Yes. Pavlov. Well, I'm trained in
Onward.
conditioned to hear that and start getting my blood pumping.
You may be coming down.
Pavlov's a lot louder, I think.
Well, Pavlov's conditioning, not the game. We're not plugging Pavlov here.
That's true.
We don't talk about it.
Hey, they're part of the VRML too. We can talk about Pavlov.
2 minutes. You can start now.
Ooh, Potato Bot's giving out some interesting call-outs. He said it was 2 minutes, and someone can start now. I wonder what that has to do with their plan.
He almost finds Phonic, but Phonic is going to get the better of that one. Kayat building will remain in Water's hand. Looks like James Boke's going to try to go for this as well.
I'm sitting on Phonic's first-person view,
He
and
sees it, but he's not able to get that. James Boke rotates back to safety for now.
James calls him out.
Now Phonic is going downstairs for the first time.
Phonic has snarled up Mayhem quite a bit. He's taken out one, and then James is tied up on him.
It looks like Phonic's going for the flank.
Yes.
Like the sneaky flank, though. Very
Now, on
risky
objective, we've got Monarch Kid. He's just chilling off in this Kayat alley,
one. Yeah.
going super slow, super quiet. No one knows where he is.
Hondo's able to find Wookie.
Ooh.
Monarch Kid finds his way into the objective room. Now he has to be a little bit louder. Hondo is over there, but he's a little bit occupied. Lich King is going to be...
Lich wants that kill. You can
Yeah,
see
he
him
wants
trying
it.
to find
He's
an
moving
angle.
around. He's moving around.
What
Ooh,
was
Monarch
that?
Kid sees Engage, I think.
Oh, okay.
He's trying to force that pick. He's in a much better place to be dealing with Hondo. Oh, and Lich just lines up for that perfectly as Monarch tries to make his way on. Oh, or no, Lich is able to find James as James found
It's all down to
engaged.
Theta. Theta gives away his position. Lich King and Phonic know where he is, and they're waiting for him to come out with the flank.
Theta finds Phonic. Theta is going for the second one. He's not. Oh, Mayhem ran out of time.
Theta gets the 5-man kill, but
Oh.
Lich King holds it down. He just had to stay alive for that extra 5 seconds under fire, and that's all he focused on. Good job, Lich King. That's focus right there. I don't know if he did it intentionally, but like it seemed like that's his strategy there. He wasn't to kill him, because that would have been a straight up firefight. He just ducked down and tried to stay in cover. That was some good control from Lich King there.
Yeah,
Sure, he was panicking a little bit on the inside. He kept it down.
He definitely recognized the time that was remaining and realized that was his biggest ally. He just had to stay alive, and it eventually worked out for him. And Water drove the first point on the map 3 decider.
Yeah. Good start from Water's perspective, and I will say on map 3, losing the first round on a tied up set, that is a little demoralizing. But I do believe Mayhem, you know, they're gonna keep pushing forward. They're gonna keep doing solid strats.
We as casters, all we want is a 3-3 around decider. That's all we want.
We want that.
Doesn't matter if it
Nice
goes
little-
5-3 or 4-3, 3-4, 5-4. We just want that 3-3. That's all we care about. We could have had that We could have had that yesterday, but Animal House decided to try hard against SEAL Team Bravo, and now I am hungry for a 3-3 decider. A couple of Volk shots coming out from Mayhem. Mayhem are looking to get a point of their own on Volk.
Could go in really quick for the cap. No cap.
All I see is one LMG from Theta. He's the north alleyway. Plan I wholeheartedly subscribe to almost every time I play this map and this objective.
Yeah, he'd definitely be in a good place to catch the 2 Water members that are going, or I think there's actually 3. Yeah, 3 that are going on that north side. They're going to push hard that way. They didn't have the quick spawn, so they're going to use the fact that they're a little bit further from the objective to allow for much greater rotation.
Just gonna first person Theta right now. Seems like Theta's gonna be the first one to get contact. No callouts though. I don't know why he'd be quiet about this. They can't hear him. He definitely saw them. I don't know. Maybe I missed it. Maybe I was just slightly out of range, but still odd. I'd be screaming about this right now. And you'd be hearing bullets.
Yeah, I know you too well, Snooper.
Yes. Oh, you want to come down North Alley? I got something for you.
I've seen many a traveler enter, but none return.
Yes. Well, slow movements from Water. Hopefully they're watching time. It is a little disappointing to watch a match into time, but thankfully that first one was it was down to the 1v1, so
yeah,
super exciting.
It wasn't he was a mile away from the objective and completely forgot about his time.
Yeah.
He was definitely managing his time to the maximum he could allow, but he just made that rush in a little too late. And
no, he did an effective push. He took one down, and then he took the second. Lich came dead. All Lich was trying to do was, stay under that little pallet area. But this is a quiet round so far. North Street slowly pushing. He's made it about way. Pretty dangerous zone if he's not careful.
Nate goes off near objective. Won't be able to find purchase. You have some action coming up on the. Hondo's working his way up, but.
Well, Fox is giving a little bit of call-outs, but I don't think he actually saw anyone, though. He definitely didn't see Lich King down there. Is that Lich King? Oh no, it's Theta. Keep forgetting about Theta. Hoping Theta's mic's not out because I haven't heard a single call. And that is concerning in life.
Yeah, that can. The technical side of it can come into play. Monarchid's able to find the Lich King.
Oh, there goes one of the MVPs so far.
Yeah, Lich has definitely been carrying water.
Oh, Theta, you just need a peek, man.
Oh
You just
yeah.
need a peek.
Wow, that
peek, bro.
rotation it's even longer. I think he's peeking it. I think he is peeking it. Let's see what he's looking at. Actually, I'm very interested.
He's not looking at anything.
No,
I'm a little disappointed.
Oh, I think he sees it now.
Okay.
Yeah, he sees it now. He's shooting into the barrier, which makes.
He had time to line that up every time.
Yeah, now he's able to
And there's
pull
the kill.
something out of that.
Okay.
There you go.
He redeemed himself, and his mic is working.
Yeah, Wookiee's able to find add-on as well. It's now up to Engage and one other. Hondo finds James, but that's a trade, so now it's a 1v4.
Mayhem
With
definitely
one
needs a
Res Bull.
pickup win right here. I mean, they're holding their D super hard.
This is definitely a hard one for Engage. Engage is a great player, but I don't know if he could take down 5 of Mayhem.
Let's see if Engage can take down Mono and Potato Bot. It looks like Mono actually knows he's there.
The
He
revive.
rotated around to the stairway.
Revive definitely comes out. Mayhem are now 5
Yeah.
strong, but numbers don't really matter when Engage is this close to the objective. It's can he take up a Potato?
James knows where he is. He's been calling out Engage's position the whole time to his team through the radio. So Engage is in a bad spot. And I don't know if Mono understands. Okay.
I think Mono's waiting for the opportunity, and he's able to do it.
Good job, Mono. And that's the power of callouts there, guys. That was all James directing his team and telling him what Engage was. Without those callouts, Engage would have probably snuck up and killed at least 1 or 2 of them. I mean, we haven't talked about individual kill scores the whole time. We've just been we've been impressed with the plays. It doesn't even matter about kills because the teamwork there, like,
Theta's
it's
been
not even
doing work.
quantifiable in kills and deaths. It's teamwork. You know, every win we've seen has been mostly due to teamwork or pure chaos.
Theta's been doing work.
Theta's been doing work. Lich King's been doing work. Mono's been doing some good work. James has been doing some stellar callouts. Quick, to the point. I mean, he was updating his team with Engage's position almost every 5 seconds, and that was gorgeous.
Yeah, being downed by the enemy team is such a huge advantage that can just be given to your team, because if a person's down in a place where they can't get the confirm but can peek over whatever barrier is protecting them, those callouts are some of the best callouts you are ever going to get.
Oh yeah. And anyone who's new or hasn't played on, this isn't your typical FPS. You usually die in shots, maybe 3 if you got body armor. It's a quick one, and you got to aim. You've got all these grenades they're throwing. They're doing it by hand. So it's a very, very intricate game to play that involves a little bit of hand-eye coordination and actual skill. So on to our new objective, Center Street, over by the Hummer.
Thanks for helping me, guys.
Pretty good objective too. We've got a bunch of rifles. And yeah, it looks like pure rifles on the defense. Interesting.
A bit of pre-fire coming out from Water in this case. Mayhem are still able to successfully cross across to the side of the bazaar that they really want to be on, and or if they want to stage their attack. Looks like we're gonna have a 2-3 spread coming out of this.
Wow, Mayhem is spread all the way across the map. Two's moving around east. Now, I do like to flank around through the east. It's a very, very controlled area that you don't have many angles of fire to actually worry about. It's all pretty much straight in front of you, or a little bit to your right.
James finds Lich off the bat. This is a huge pick for Mayhem.
Upstairs, red 3.
They're
Not
looking
sure
for a cap here. They've been able to do it before. They can do it again. They just want to be able to secure map 3 here swiftly.
He was middle doorway, red 3. I'm going to leave him.
But we don't want that. We want a 3-3 decider.
Yes, we do. Wookie and Mono are being extra paranoid about this cross. Checking the bar, checking the east crossing, past the tank. And that's what you want to do. You want to have someone looking east, even though there's no one there. We know no one. They don't know that. Usually someone gets thrown over there. I like to go over there on defense. There's a lot of, there's a stairway, there's a platform that you can get up on and actually sort of ambush anyone trying to flank through the alleyways or even going through the street. So they're right to be very paranoid about that area.
Yeah. And being able to hold the lanes on this objective is just such a crucial aspect to the defense, or the defensive strategy, I should say.
Well, if Wookie and Mono can actually get back there, all they have to worry about is Engage, and even then, they're going to encounter the rest of Water before Engage can actually get to him, unless he gets out of his position.
Yeah, the path across the tank for Wookie and Mono are pretty clear. All they got to worry about is Ondo, who's kind of monitoring that lane, will be able to call out. But Mayhem are taking this very, very seriously. They're being very, very meticulous about it. The smokes are coming out on the other side. They have to support this push now, which kind of diverts all the attention and gives away.
Well, I think Wookie probably shouldn't have taken shots. Unless he gets a kill here, I don't think it was worth it. Because now Water knows that someone's coming through the east side, where before there was no knowledge of that. Like, they could have made the cross, they could have flanked from behind and just been stealthy about it.
Yeah, and
Wookie took some shots.
Phonic was able to find Theta, and so now we're into a 4v4. There really hasn't been any major rotations coming out from either team as of yet.
No.
I think
nice slow push.
I think that those smokes on the Potato's getting pretty darn close. He's waiting for Hondo to peek out here.
And Mono and Wookie actually made it around behind the objective.
Hondo and
good trade.
Hondo and Potato trade was very nicely done. I think Hondo is very aware of Potato Bot's positioning through calls from add-on. But now most of the rest of Mayhem are getting onto objective. Engage is in a bit of a pickle now.
Ooh.
Monarchid's able to swing around and find that pick pretty easily. He has to rotate back because now his position has been given away.
He definitely is. But that was clutch. I thought Engage was gonna get Mono, but no, Mono got him.
Looks like
Water's definitely off balance right now.
Yeah, they're not in it. An add-on goes down. Wookie needs to get that confirm, and Phonic is in a great spot to get that refrag, but
He didn't look. He didn't look at all.
now he looks. I think he sees it now.
But it doesn't matter. Mayhem gets the cap.
Wow, I didn't even see that coming either. There was so much going on.
I was watching Wookie. I was hoping Wookie
I thought
get
that
out of the
push.
street, man.
I thought that push was going to come from Wookiee as well, but the cap is exactly what Mayhem wanted out of this. And a cap that they'll get. Now Mayhem are on match point. Water are looking to get a cap of their own to bring it to 3-3.
Oh, this is match point, so Water has a big hill to go up of. I mean, they could certainly cap here, go to 3, and then we got our 3-3, but well, it could happen. I'm not saying it can't.
It could happen. We're crossing our fingers.
Crossing fingers, toes, you know, everything. But solid plays from
Crossing my ears?
Mayhem there. Yes, crossing my ears.
Crossing my eyes as well.
Oh, but still, I mean, that push around the east, down through the south, that was great. Mono and Wookiee were able to get all the way around, actually deal with Engage pretty effectively. And then another, who's the third teammate over there? Someone pulled up with them. Potato? No, Potato was on objective, so maybe it was Theta. Either way, though, that was solid plays from Mayhem, and I didn't even see the people coming in on objective. They just used the distraction that the rear flank had and just walked up, took the cap.
Yeah, I was personally not even expecting the cap coming out from Mayhem, hence the camera work there, but
I was watching Wookiee the whole time.
yeah, me too. I think Wookiee was intentionally grabbing the attention there. He's kind of in a very exposed spot, not a place you really want to catch yourself out on, but maybe that was the plan after all. You know, use Wookiee as kind of bait, get Mayhem's attention, or I'm sorry, Water's attention over there, and facilitate the cap.
So, everyone in chat, you just heard Mayhem.
No, they're never going to use it again. They said that.
They're never going to do these again.
They're
yeah.
never,
I mean,
ever. This is a one-off tactic, okay? Limited edition.
watch
Get
this
it while
game
you can. Get it while you can. Limited edition collector strat.
I like how they realized that the camps were probably above as it was. But on to loadouts, we got Mayhem with one LMG and the rest G36s and AK-12s, various grenades and smokes, but I didn't see any C4s, which is typical of this map. Not really any great C4 places. Mayhem's definitely in a great mood right now.
Getting that cap in has definitely lifted the spirits.
Oh,
James is generally a very serious guy, but he can also have
that
some
was
fun
probably
too.
the most relaxed I've seen James in a league match, to be honest.
Yeah, he's usually very serious, very focused, but Mayhem know how to party as well.
So yes, Mayhem, when you watch this in the future, everyone just saw that.
Everybody saw.
Everyone knows.
And everyone knows exactly where Monarchid is, but he has to rotate away a little bit of AS.
Dude, my fucking hand just.
Oh no, it's just suppressed AK. I thought it was an AS Val. Monarchid is able to find add-on.
Good pick. Now, if Mono rotates, the res can come out, because he is not even waiting for that.
No, he's not. That'll definitely put a little bit of a cog into Water's plan of attack, but I don't think it'll be too much of an issue. Bit of smoke is going to block that shot onto Hondo.
Definitely a little faster and looser than we're seeing Water usually play.
Yeah, we're not seeing so much of the aggression straight on. Hondo takes more shots on, but he's going to mount those pallets and hope for the best for himself, but nothing really comes up. Lich King is able to get a nice little res onto Adon. Water go back up to a 5-man squad. James is able to find Phonic, though, so now we're into a 5v4. All that Water really have to go off of is Monarchid's position right now because he's able to find Hondo. Water has just been brought down to a 3-man squad. James trades with Engage. Now we're into a 3v2, and the remaining 2 members are on the side that you are currently
4v2,
watching.
sir.
Oh, 4v2,
4v2.
4v2, yes. And Monarchid is harassing them.
Yes. Mono is taking a page out of the Viet Cong's playbook right now. And hitting and retreating, hitting and retreating, and hitting and retreating. And that's enough to keep them back. All they have is 3 minutes. And if Mono can stall them out for at least 2 of those.
He doesn't even have to go for a kill.
No. I mean, I'm a little disappointed he doesn't have an LMG to do the harassment, but
You and your LMGs, man. It doesn't have
You
to
want
be an
that ammo
LMG.
if you're gonna-
Just
if
go
you're gonna
single
harass.
fire.
Oh, you see me with single fire. Not good with it. I need at least 3 more rounds to come with it.
1 hit for 3 rounds.
Yes.
It looks like that Lich and Add-on's able to get a nice little pinch going on to Monarch Kid, and so that will ease up Water's tension on the west or on the east side.
Now, Water is actually in a pretty good position right now. If both of them can get behind Mayhem, they're actually pretty exposed defensively. I mean, they could tuck into the building right on a, but it's still not as good as someone coming from, through Kayat or up straight through east or west. Once you get behind them, you really got to start getting exposed to take them out.
This next minute in the round is going to be the most important for Water because this is the minute that they have to prep the objective, try to find the picks to be able to work their way up and maybe get a cap in or just stay in a round. But last minute picks from Mayhem are typically a little bit harder to find because they'll bring the action to you.
Ooh, we're down to 3 players. 3v2. I guess I missed the kill. But these are definitely 2 of Water's better players, especially when it comes down to single man play. Lich King and Sonic.
And Lich finds Potato Bot. We're in a 2v2 now. No, Lich finds Potato Bot. Yeah, we're in a 2v2 now.
Well, like I said, I mean, I know Lich King can do a lot of work. Adon, yeah, he can do some
work
stuff.
too, yeah. As you don't know, Adon is just a name change of Aiden TG, and he's made a name for himself as a very skilled player previously. Now Wookiee's gonna try to go for round. I think he realizes that. I don't think he does actually. No, he's doing something.
Well, they know about the smoke. I don't know if he knows Adon is there. Good nade. But not where Lich King is anymore. C4 goes off to hit nothing. Lich King runs in. I think Theta is aware of it. They're down to 46 seconds.
Yeah, that's all that Mayhem really need to do if they want to be able to protect this is just let them run the timer. But Lich is getting dangerously close. I think his time management has been pretty on point right now. He's very aware, and in the next 2 seconds, he's going to be very aware of...
Wookiee's not looking at the objective, and Theta is not on objective.
Oh, but add-on! No! And Mayhem! It was going so good for Water! But...
It was just a headshot. That was so tragic.
That was so tragic, but Mayhem will take map 3 and the game thanks to no help from Water.
Well, those were some very good rounds. Unfortunately, a tragic ending for Water, but still some very, very good plays.
Wow. What a way, what a way to...
I'm blown away with that ending right there. Sad and terrible, like watching the Titanic for the time.
Yeah, man, that was, ooh.
Like watching Jack get
I
pushed off the raft.
felt like I read Old Yeller again, but
Yeah. Oh man. Well, great rounds, guys. Definitely some good plays. Unfortunately, a TK at the end there.
yeah, that was the worst time for a TK.
Yes.
I think
But
that's something for
Mayhem-
Water to work on. It's the second time it happened, and it definitely killed their momentum at the worst times. And so,
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate. It's super unfortunate. But I mean, every other map, Water was doing amazing. I mean, Mayhem was down on the first one. It was virtually tied on Tanker, and then of course, tragedy struck.
yeah, well,
But
that's gonna wrap it up from us tonight at the VRML. If you don't know already, our sponsors are Pro2VR, VR Cover, Rebuff Reality, and Fixed Gaming. Snooper, before we head out, you have any final words?
always call in. Always make sure you know where you're at. I keep saying it. If you don't have to shoot, don't. I understand it was down. It was down to the time, but check your tablet, bro. Anyways,
Yeah, just
that's
check.
me. I don't want to get on his case too much, but it hurts me inside to see that.
That was a game-changing team kill right there, and I'm pretty sure Add-on is not going to hear the end of that, so we're going to leave
he's
it.
Probably not happy himself.
No, I'm pretty sure he's not. That is,
Yeah.
that just seal. That's the nail in the coffin there. But that
Yeah,
is
but I mean,
how it goes. It's the
We can
wonders of
celebrate
VR.
Mayhem in their win.
Yeah, go Mayhem for doing that. Yeah, especially
job,
our
man.
caster friend Wookie for
Yes.
his finisher and being able to defend the objective and getting a very nice win when things were looking pretty hairy for Mayhem there. But
Oh yeah, things were definitely looking down, but
that's
Well,
gonna
everyone-
that's gonna wrap it up for us tonight at the VRML. We'll see you tomorrow. I
yes, we will.
think, are you hosting the caster maps tournament, Snooper, or?
No, I am not.
Okay, I was wondering if
I
someone was.
might co-cast a few, but tomorrow is a rather busy day for me. So
Yeah.
we'll see what happens.
I've got 2 games tomorrow, so obviously got to rest up for that. Hopefully, we'll be able to see the finals for that. If not, maybe I'll pick it up. But until then, definitely keep your ears peeled for that. And then obviously, we have those 2 games that at least I know I'm hosting. I don't know if anyone else is, but we've got a very nice Blaze versus Globocam game with Nightfire, me, and Sleepy on that crew. And then we've got Riot and 5 Horsemen with just me afterwards. So definitely keep your eyes peeled for some great casting tomorrow. We'll see you all later. Have a great night, everyone. Take care.
Laters.